Think of the 2024 Cadillac XT6 as the gateway SUV between the compact XT4 and XT5 and the full-sized Escalade land yacht. Like the Escalade, the 2024 Cadillac XT6 has 3 rows of seats, but it has more compact exterior proportions and utilizes a unibody architecture, which provides for livelier handling and easier maneuvering in tight spaces. There's seating for 7, though adults in the 3rd row will feel pinched. The familial Cadillac SUV styling means the XT6 looks precisely like the Escalade's lighter, leaner little brother. Unfortunately, the interior's materials don't follow through on the promise of the sharply styled exterior. Overview: the 2024 Cadillac XT6 is Cadillac's largest SUV not named Escalade. With its crisp straight lines, tall front end and mesh grille, this 3-row crossover is instantly recognizable as a modern Caddy. It also has some classic Cadillac traits such as easy-to-access seats, excellent visibility all around, and a stockpile of the brand's latest technology features. As a more fuel-efficient and less expensive alternative to the Escalade, the XT6 is worth a look. Performance: how does the XT6 drive? We tested the XT6 with its 3.6-liter V6 engine. At our test track, the XT6 accelerated from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.3 seconds, which is sufficient for a vehicle of this size, but a fair bit behind the segment leaders. Oddly, the all-wheel drive system doesn't engage automatically, so you have to switch it on manually when you think you need it. Other disappointing driving traits include torque steer. That's when the steering wheel pulls to one side when you mash the gas. If you don't engage AWD and tricky low-speed drivability because of an overly sensitive gas pedal. Also, the front shin spoiler, which helps with aerodynamics, scrapes on some driveways, a sign that you'll want to avoid off-roading. Comfort: how comfortable is the XT6? The fairly comfortable front seats have effective heating and cooling functions, but lack some adjustability. For example, lumbar support is only 2-way adjustable, and there's no thigh cushion extension for those long of leg. The reclinable second-row captain's chairs are relatively comfy but nothing special. As for ride comfort, our test XT6 Sport did a good job of softening hard road impacts, but didn't control well the residual up and down body motions that followed. This trait could be a problem for motion-sensitive rear passengers. The automatic climate control system works well and responds immediately to your temperature demands, though the primary controls are split between physical buttons and the touchscreen, which is never really optimal. However, the cabin is pretty well insulated from sound. The XT6 isn't as quiet as an Audi Q7, but it's quieter than many luxury SUVs. Interior: how's the interior? Cadillac decided to add a rotary controller to complement its touchscreen interface at a time when most other automakers are getting rid of them. We applaud this decision, but some of the remaining touch-sensitive controls are still finicky to use. Getting in and out of the XT6 is a breeze thanks to squared-off door openings and the low step-over height. Even crawling into the 3rd row is pretty easy if you get the 2nd-row captain's chairs. Once you're in, there's a pretty good amount of room in all rows. Visibility is good all around and is aided by low-mounted side mirrors and an optional surround view parking camera system. Pricing and which one to buy. The price of the 2024 Cadillac XT6 starts at $50,190 and goes up to $61,690 depending on the trim and options. Though the Sport trim gets the V6 and AWD as standard equipment, the XT6 is at its best as a luxury cruiser. As such, we feel the money saved by choosing the premium luxury model is better spent towards that end. We'd add the technology package: 8.0-inch digital gauge display, head-up display, 360-degree exterior camera system, and more, as well as the driver assist package, adaptive cruise control, pedestrian detection, and still save a few bucks. Technology: how's the tech? The available Bose audio system has enough output to let you really bump up your tunes with decent sound clarity. Unlike some weaker competitor systems, this one sounds loud at even half the volume. The native navigation responds to natural language and is fairly easy to use. For those who prefer their smartphones, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are included, and there is no shortage of charging options. We counted 6 USBs, plus a wireless phone charger in our test XT6. We generally like the XT6's driving aids. Adaptive Cruise works well, but the lane keeping system is more of a prevention aid than an active centering aid. Don't bother getting the expensive night vision option because it doesn't work very well. Storage. How's the storage? Power flat folding third-row seats are always nice to have, especially if they work quickly, as they do in the XT6. There are controls both at the cargo hatch and the rear passenger door, which is convenient. The cargo area's liftover height is a bit high, and storage behind the third-row seats, at 12.6 cubic feet, is below average. Max cargo capacity is more appropriate for the Class 78.7 cubic feet. Small item storage in the cabin is also average. Others in the class offer more clever solutions. We had trouble finding space for sunglasses, for instance, and the upper tray under the armrest is a bit cumbersome to remove, especially if you have the USB cables plugged in. For family duty, the XT6 offers sufficient space in the second row to fit a large rear-facing car seat behind the driver. Fuel economy. How's the fuel economy? The XT6 with the V6 and all-wheel drive, which is what we tested, gets an EPA estimated 21 mpg combined, which is about where most of the competition falls. We achieve an average of 22.6 mpg on our mixed driving evaluation route, which is in line with our expectations and seems to indicate the XT6 will match its window sticker targets. Value? Is the XT6 a good value? The XT6 from a value standpoint is sadly less than the sum of its parts. The interior cabin materials are actually quite nice, but the execution of how those materials are put together is lacking. This cabin doesn't quite meet the level of sophistication of other competitors at this price, or even competitors that are thousands of dollars cheaper. Cadillac's MSRP seems too high for what you get here. Many competitors have more to offer, whether it's lower cost or better luxury. Cadillac offers a better powertrain warranty than the Europeans, and its roadside assistance coverage is better than most other brands. It also offers 1 year of free scheduled maintenance, which is a plus. Wildcard. We dig the XT6's styling overall, and that it's instantly recognizable as a Cadillac. The interior design is also cohesive and works with the underlying design, but it doesn't feel as upscale as others, especially at this price. Where this XT6 mostly loses us is the driving experience. At times, we thought to engage the all-wheel drive system full-time just to get rid of the torque steer issue. But that would come at the cost of fuel efficiency. That probably detracts the most from the luxury experience. In conclusion, the 2024 Cadillac XT6 epitomizes the blend of style, comfort, and innovation that modern drivers seek. If you've enjoyed our take on this standout SUV, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.